because those 5 minutes are going to amplify and they matter. And the more you invest in yourself, and the more you take care of yourself, the better you are equipped to take care of your family. So this 5-minute ritual works with your biology. It shifts you out of fight or flight and into a regulated parasympathetic state, calm, focused, and responsive instead of reactive. You don't need to find more time. You need to claim just 5 minutes for your nervous system, your body, and your soul. Welcome to Biohacking with Brittany, where high performance health meets non-toxic living. I'm Brittany Ford, a holistic nutritionist, bringing you science-backed strategies in biohacking, longevity, and holistic wellness. Whether you're navigating fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, or simply striving for optimal well-being, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Well, welcome back to the show. I am thrilled that you are joining me today. This month has been incredible. I have been in Texas and Nicaragua, and now I'm recording this solo podcast episode to just talk to you about something that I have been working on for quite a while. And I've been fine-tuning and playing with it, and I'm really trying to dial in my morning ritual, my morning routine. This might sound like so basic and so boring, but the reality is, it's like once you have a kid, it is so difficult to make something stick and kind of get into a routine that is holistic, that is grounding and like helps to regulate your nervous system. It's very much so like you can open your eyes and just step into the chaos. And so I wanted to talk about it today because I think so many moms and even dads could really benefit from listening to something like this and know that there is a way to biohack your morning, even if you're a parent, even if you're a new parent, and even if you are on the go all of the time. Maybe you're working. I mean, maybe you're not even a parent, but just taking this 5 minutes for yourself in the morning and at night has made a really, really big difference for me. And I'm going to talk all about what I've tried and what worked and what didn't work and why certain things are important to stick to and why certain things work and others actually really don't. So before I dive into all of that, a shout out to Bioptimizers. Guys, they make the best digestive enzymes. Honestly, if you don't have them already, what are you doing? I think if you are in the biohacking, longevity, optimal health space, you need digestive enzymes. You need these in your back pocket to pull out when you're eating anything that is out of the norm, any large meal, anything that might be a little triggering for you, whether it's lactose or gluten or soy, or if you're really looking to optimize your protein, which is really interesting. So if you take digestive enzymes with your meal, you actually absorb more of your protein, which helps you have better muscle strength, gains in general, and just be able to utilize that protein in such a better way for your hair, your skin, your nails, and making you just beautiful inside and out. So I strongly suggest getting some digestive enzymes, pulling on them daily, or maybe a few times a week, whatever works for you. But I really, really think they're a staple to anyone's supplement stack. And a shout out to Novus. So Novus created a drink that targets all 12 causes of aging. All 12 in one drink. Imagine that. Imagine you just pour yourself this drink and then you're like, okay, cool, I'm done. I've hit my 12 hallmarks of aging. I'm helping with my cellular health. I'm helping my mitochondria. I'm doing it and I'm done. And that's what we love. We love efficiency. We love something that tastes good. We love something that's high vibe. And that's exactly what Novus is. So you can use my discount code BiohackingBrittany. It will get you 10% off. My discounts, my links are on my website. They're in the show notes. People DM me for them as well. And that's really easy. So feel free to do that and I'll just send it to you. I really suggest getting onto Novus if you want to feel better in the moment and also upgrade and elevate your longevity long term as well. Okay, let's dive into this episode. I am so excited to talk to you about this. If you've ever felt like your mornings begin in a blur of diapers, noise, and cortisol spikes, you're not alone. And I've been there. And low-key, I kind of am there right now. And that's why I just wanted to share this personal 5-minute morning ritual with you. It's like simple, but it's been a potent practice for me. And it actually makes me feel better in so many ways. And I'm really going to get into that in a second. This isn't about like luxury right now. This is like my lifeline. And I want you to have it too. So why is a morning ritual even important? And that is because upon waking, your body undergoes a cortisol awakening response, which is totally normal. It's a healthy, natural rise in cortisol, and this helps you feel alert and energized. And we want this. But if you're a mother, or if you're a father, or if you're a workaholic, whatever you might be, especially in postpartum early days for those moms, this can be amplified by stress, sleep deprivation, and an overstimulated nervous system. So pair that with notifications, a crying baby, or skipping nourishment, or running late, and you're just running on survival mode before you even hit the ground. I had one mom say to me, it starts the moment you open your eyes when you're lying in bed, and then it ends when you close your eyes and you go down for the night. And it's like, okay, that might be true with your circumstances, but we got to figure out how you can take 5 minutes for yourself, because those 5 minutes are going to amplify and they matter. And the more you invest in yourself, and the more you take care of yourself, the better you are equipped to take care of your family. So this 5-minute ritual works with your biology. It shifts you out of fight or flight and into a regulated parasympathetic state, calm, focused, and responsive instead of reactive. You don't need to find more time. You need to claim just 5 minutes for your nervous system, your body, and your soul. So this is the ritual. Let's get into it. I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to tell you everything that I'm doing. Okay. So first and foremost, you wake up in the morning, and this ritual is something that I sometimes do right when I wake up, but I'm going to be really honest with you. Sometimes I do it a few hours later when I get changed for the day, which is what happened today. So like this morning, I got up really early. I was up at 6:15 with my son, and my husband slept in. So I'm not in the bathroom trying to do this ritual while he's sleeping. Like, let's be realistic here. That's not what's happening. But later in the morning, around 9, I went up and got changed out of my pajamas. And that's when I did it. And let me tell you, the difference between how I felt walking into the bathroom and how I felt walking out of the bathroom this morning after doing this routine was wild. I went from being like overstimulated from caffeine, like overstimulated from notifications, or even just like caring for a baby, to feeling like grounded and like I could breathe and slower and like I could relax my belly. Do you know what I mean? And I could just be. And so it does make a difference. So first thing I do is tongue scraping. Like, let's skip the whole go to the bathroom, take your temperature in the morning if you're tracking your cycle, blah, blah, blah. Let's get into the actual routine stuff here. Tongue scraping takes 30 seconds. Start with this ancient Ayurvedic practice. So overnight, your body detoxifies, and your tongue is one of the main exit points for waste. Scraping removes this buildup, stimulates digestive enzymes. Hello. And signals your body that it's time to awaken. There are science-backed benefits here. So, reduces bad oral bacteria linked to gut dysbiosis, supports microbiome balance and digestive function, and stimulates the vagus nerve via the tongue's connection to the cranial nerves. Clean your tongue, clean your gut, and clear your gut. This ritual of renewal starts here. Tongue scraping is so easy. I think I've been tongue scraping for like 7 years, maybe. And I use a copper tongue scraper. This tongue scraper that you use actually matters. Please do not use a plastic one. Do not use a one made out of aluminum, God forbid. Get a copper one. I will link to the one that I have. So easy. It should be 100% pure copper, or I don't even know, stainless steel maybe if you want, but then there's like questions of lead contamination. So I feel safer with copper, and I will link to the one that I have. And I've had the same one. Honestly, I think I had one other one. So I've had two in the span of 7 years, and I just tongue scrape. So I guess I should explain it. Like essentially, if you don't know what that is it's this piece of metal. It's in the shape of a U or a V. And you take it with both hands and you stick out your tongue and you scrape down your tongue. You get all that gunk off, all the white or yellow, whatever color it might be. And then you put it underneath the faucet or the tap, clear, and you do it again until this tongue is red or pink and clear. This entire morning ritual happens in the bathroom, by the way. You do not need to go anywhere special, nothing like that. So tongue scraping, this is a must. Even if I do this ritual hours later after coffee, after food, I still tongue scrape. So it is better to do this like right when you wake up, but there's still benefit for doing it later. So I still do it. And a little hint here, or like trick or tip for those people who, I don't know, if you're single, whatever, tongue scraping is really great for getting rid of bad breath. It gets rid of it immediately because you clean your tongue and then the bad breath is gone. So if you're on a date, if you're sleeping at somebody's house, and you don't want to get up and brush your teeth, or you can't brush your teeth in a restaurant or something like that, you can just tongue scrape and it will get rid of your bad breath and then you're good to go. So you just take this piece of metal with you anywhere. You can get a case, you could wrap it in fabric, I don't know, whatever. It gets rid of any bad breath. So it's wonderful for that. And it's nice because in the morning, your breath can be a little, Okay, next up. So I do that first, clear the tongue. After I'm done that, I fill my sink with cold water. Why? Because I started doing cold water face dunks again. Man, if you've been following me since 2018 on Instagram, thank you for following me for so long. And you would remember that I used to do these on Instagram and people would be like, what are you doing? So fill your sink with cold water. You take your tap, you put it all the way to cold, as cold as it goes. You fill up your sink. Please have your sink be clean. That is something that must happen before you do this. And you're actually going to dunk your face up to 30 seconds 3 times. I know. So logistically, what does this look like? Pull your hair back if you have it. Dunk your face, hold your breath up to 30 seconds, come out, take a break. Can be a 10-second break, can be a 30-second break, depends how much time you have. And then do it again for 3 rounds. Again, this morning, I honestly, the water was so cold this morning, I think I did 20 seconds and then 15 and then 10. My face was freezing. So I did not actually do all 30 seconds for all 3. And that's totally okay. This taps into your mammalian diving reflex, which is actually a built-in survival system. So what does this do? It instantly slows your heart rate. It boosts dopamine up to 250% per Stanford research, reduces inflammation, improves vagal tone, and increases resilience to stress. This is nervous system regulation in action, and it's literally using water to reset your inner state. Water remembers, and every cold dunk is a return to your most alive, present self. Cold water therapy, and I've talked about this so many times on the show, has so many benefits for you. Of course, we don't want to overdo it, especially if you're a woman, because it can be too stressful on the body. If we do something like a cold water face dunk, where we're doing 3 rounds at 30 seconds, that's not overdoing it. That's a very small, minute amount with maximum benefit. And that's really what biohacking is about. Really try this. So not only do you get this dopamine, you reduce inflammation, you slow down your heart, you improve your vagal tone. You also get the skin benefits. Because when we do cold therapy anywhere on the body, afterwards, it increases the circulation to that area. So you're increasing your blood flow and your circulation to your face, which is bringing blood, oxygen, nutrients that are in your blood. So it helps your skin to rejuvenate, restore it, and you actually feel very glowy afterwards. It also helps with any puffiness. So if you're the type of person who wakes up with like puffy eyes or swollen, or you just look like you haven't had a good night's sleep, this will just shrink that right away and like make your face look bright and alert. At some point, we've all been sold a big lie, including yours truly. It's called the protein lie. Starting in the 80s, supplement companies began pushing massive protein consumption. We all believed that more protein equaled more muscle growth. And I'm here to tell you that is a big fat lie. So let's say you eat an 8-ounce chicken breast and you're consuming about 40 grams of protein. However, just because something contains 40 grams of protein, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to absorb all 40 grams. Without enzymes, most of it ends up in the toilet bowl. Ouch. This is because your small intestine can only absorb protein that's been broken down into smaller building blocks called amino acids. It doesn't matter if you're consuming 30 grams of protein or 300 grams of protein. If you don't have a sufficient supply of enzymes to digest that protein, your muscles will be starving for those vital building blocks. That's why it's crucial you take a high quality enzyme. Before you run out and buy a bottle of enzymes, you need to know exactly what to look for. The sad truth is most enzymes are of little to no value if you want to build muscle. The hefty costs stop most companies from developing and stabilizing proteolytic enzymes. And so that's why the one that I trust and I use myself and love, and honestly, my whole entire family uses it, is called Mass Enzymes by Bioptimizers. Mass Enzymes is a full spectrum enzyme formula with more protease than any other commercially available, with 5 different kinds of protease. Plus, it contains all the other key enzymes you need for optimal digestion. Mass Enzymes is a full spectrum enzyme formula, and this is my go-to. And you can try it today, risk-free. Their 365-day full money-back guarantee is the gold standard in the industry. So go to bioptimizers.com/biohackingbrittany and use my discount code biohackingbrittany and you will get 10% off your order. I literally have a bottle of this Mass Enzymes in my car, at work, in my pantry, everywhere. I use it for big meals if I eat anything that's a little out of the ordinary. And it really helps me to feel better in my digestion and also makes me so much happier that I am absorbing my protein and getting the gains that I want. We all want more gains. So check it out and enjoy digesting your protein better. There's multiple reasons I do it. I love the feeling that I get. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm alert. Let's take the day. And I also love the skin benefits for it because I'm really trying to optimize my skin health without doing anything extreme. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. That could be its whole own podcast episode. So you're going to do your tongue scraping and then you're going to do the cold water face dunks. Okay. And then when you're done, you empty the sink and then we move on. So now we've done the oral health, we've done skin health, and we've also worked on our nervous system and we've helped to boost the dopamine. Now we're going to kind of get into the body more. We're going to go away from the head. We're going to go down. We're going to work into the body. So number 3 is full body stretching. I want you to drop into your body. Stretch anywhere that you feel tight. This is only for a couple minutes. Open your chest, drop your shoulders. Are your shoulders kind of like hanging out by your ears? Relax your belly. Are you clenching your core? Are you sucking in? Women suck in so much, you know? Relax the belly. Breathe through deep. and look at yourself in the mirror. This whole ritual is done by looking at yourself in the mirror. Don't judge, just see and be with yourself. So typically my stretching for this, like this morning, I did a bunch of, standing in the mirror, raising my arms above my head, stretching all the way down, starting to get into a bit of breath work here. And then I tipped over, touching the floor, stretching out the back of my legs, stretching my glutes. And I just did movements. I did a pec stretch where I like hold my hands behind my back and just open up my chest, especially because I'm breastfeeding, right? Like it just gets so tight in there. And when you're holding a baby all the time. So we really just want to stretch the body for a few minutes, anywhere that you're tight. And so that's the thing with these rituals is like, it's not like, hey, follow this 10-step yoga routine. I'm not about that. I'm not about that because it doesn't make sense for a busy woman on the go, a busy mom, a working mom, a high performing, super healthy mom to like try to do a 90-minute morning routine. It doesn't make sense. Make this for you. Make this exactly what you need that day. You could do sun salutations. And I do this in my bathroom. I don't whip out a yoga mat. No. And I do this in my pajamas. Like this is not, you know what I mean? Like this is very like in my body. This is how I feel. And this matters. So morning stretching boosts blood flow, oxygenates tissues, and helps flush lymphatic fluid, which is great for detoxing and cleansing. It realigns fascia, resets posture, and releases overnight muscle tension. It does a lot for us. And then when you pair this with mirror gazing, because you're going to be staring at yourself in the mirror in the bathroom while you're doing this, it calms the default mode network linked to self-doubt and negative thought loops, which we can all get into. When a woman meets her reflection with love, she meets her life with power. So you've stretched out your body, you've done your tongue, you've done your face, you've done your stretching with your body. And now you're like, oh yeah, maybe you've cracked your back a few times. And now we get on to the inner work. Number 4. This is a 5-step routine. We're on number 4. Breathwork, mantra, visualization. All in 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. So now that you're present, we are going to go inward. So I do deep breaths here, typically for 4 counts. So I hold for 4, exhale for 6, and I repeat for several rounds. You can do whatever works for you here. Okay. The goal most of the time with breath work is just to make the exhale longer than the inhale. So you could do 4 and 6, you could do 4 and 8, do 6 and 10, doesn't matter. But there's something about making the exhale longer that signals safety to the nervous system. Because think about it. If you're in a place where you can like actually exhale for that long, you are calm, you are safe, and you can go about your day in that state. So this breath work is huge. And this breath work is really what's grounding us in this moment. While breathing, you can start to speak your mantra out loud. So look into your eyes in the mirror and say it to yourself. So mantras, especially when spoken aloud, engage your reticular activating system, shifting what your brain filters as true. So you can do a lot of different mantras here. You can, there's so many that you can do. Mind change daily. You can say, I am calm, I am safe, I am enough. Or you can say, I trust myself, my body, and this season. There is a lot to say about mantras. They're beautiful and they're effective. And I usually, especially right now, I kind of pick a word and I kind of just use it in different sentences. So for example, lately my word has been abundance. So I will do my breath and I'll look in the mirror and say, I am abundant. I create abundance. I have abundant energy for my family. I am abundant for myself. Abundance flows through me. Abundance is all around me. I attract abundance, right? Like I just go on and on and on, and I just play around with it and really just call it into my energy and into my field. And that is what I suggest you do. Make your mantra perfectly for you, just like the stretching. What is resonating with you right now? What word sticks out? What do you need to tell yourself in order for you to feel better about yourself and feel good and back into that higher sense of self? Speak your piece and breathe your vision. You are the author of your energy. Sometimes I will add in visualization here. This is kind of cool. Sometimes I don't have time for it, but visualization activates mirror neurons and primes your nervous system to move towards what you've managed. So you can visualize your day going really, really well. Maybe you have something coming up that you're nervous about. Maybe you have something you've never done before. Maybe you are meeting somebody. You can picture it going really well and really positive and be super optimistic about it. And I love that. So you can add that in as well. And then number 5, so easy, is hydrate. With room temperature water, ideally filtered. Close your ritual with a large glass of clean room temperature filled water. This step might feel small, but it honestly completes the circuit because we're really helping us to detox, cleanse, and helping our body in this way. Water rehydrates cells after overnight water loss. It supports lymphatic drainage activated by the stretch and the breath. It kickstarts the metabolism, digestion, and mental clarity. And room temperature is actually key because it avoids shocking the system and promotes easier absorption. Adding minerals or electrolytes is a great idea as well and can restore trace elements essential for cellular energy, ATP, production. Hydration isn't just physical, it's energetic, and it nourishes your cells and your spirit. So just to review, you're going to tongue scrape, you're going to do a cold water face dunk, you're going to do a full body stretch, you're going to do some breath work with a mantra out loud, and then you're going to have a glass of water. And there's something so grounding about doing these 5 things. I cannot even, you guys need to go home or try this tomorrow morning. Seriously. And even, like I said, even if I do it later in the morning, I still feel so much better afterwards. I actually have this written on a sticky note on my mirror in my bathroom. Like I literally have it written, like, what are the words? The first one is, I made it really short. So it's like, number 1, tongue scrape. Number 2, face dunk. Number 3, stretch. Number 4, breath plus mantra. Number 5, hydrate. That's it. That's all it says. And I just go through it. 5 minutes, done. Makes a big difference doing this, even though it's a small step. It's not about perfect timing. It's not about waking up at 6 a.m. and doing this big, long ritual and routine and like all this nonsense. No. It's about creating intentional presence for your body, your mind, and your spirit. And let it be flexible and portable and deeply yours. Biohacking isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters consistently and with intention. So try this ritual for 3 days in a row and notice how you feel. Journal it, reflect, and let this become the 5 minutes that shifts your entire day. And guys, don't gatekeep this. Share it with another mama who needs it. Maybe someone who's in the trenches, who's like self-care has really been lacking lately and you've noticed. Maybe it's someone who's craving a reset. Maybe you know someone who's super wired all the time. They're super stressed. It's like, okay, let's get you regulated. Let's regulate your nervous system. And let's kind of work on this to bring you in a better space. Now, I'm not going to leave you hanging without a 5-minute, very similar, but a little different, 5-minute nighttime ritual that actually goes hand in hand with this. Just like the mornings, nights can be wild, especially if you have kids. So this is my 5-minute nighttime ritual that claims and calms your nervous system and preps your body for a restorative sleep, even if you're still waking up in the middle of the night like I am. It's not about taking a bubble bath or a 10-step skincare routine. I wish. It's more about a nervous system recalibration, a sacred exhale. And that might sound like woo-woo to you, but I promise you, if you actually try this, you'll be like, oh, I get it. I get what Brittany is saying. Like, damn, I'm going to bed wired. Like, I don't feel in my body. Then you do something like this and you're like, okay, there's room for improvement. I really should be doing this. So let's dive in. Most of us don't fall asleep. We crash. Scrolling, stress, and mental overload, it all keeps our sympathetic nervous system firing long after our bodies have been in bed. And especially in motherhood, it's like our brains never stop scanning for what's next. We have that long to-do list. We check something off and then we add 3 things. Is the baby okay? Did I forget something? Now, this ritual works with your biology, just like the morning ritual does as well. It gently activates your parasympathetic system, lowers nighttime cortisol, and encourages melatonin production, even if you're not getting 8 hours straight. And that's me. I don't get 8 hours straight. Sleep doesn't start in your bed. It starts with how you close your day. So this one's a little different. This is not one that hangs out in the bathroom for 5 minutes. This is much more environment focused, but still very effective. So first thing I want you to do is a blue light detox and candlelight cue. I want you to dim the lights. You can light a candle or a salt lamp. And I want you to put your phone into airplane mode or in another room. Here's why. Blue light suppresses melatonin production by up to 80%. And this is the hormone that is essential for sleep. Candlelight mimics sunset spectrum light, supporting circadian rhythm regulation and pineal gland activity. The act of lighting a candle becomes a ritual cue, a signal to your body and subconscious that, hey, okay, it's actually time to wind down. So let the light match the energy of your evening, soft, slow, and sacred. What I do for this is after I put my baby to bed, I go downstairs around 7:38, and all the bright lights are turned off. And I put on all of the lower gold, warmer hue lamps that we have. So essentially it's honestly just lamps instead of ceiling pot lights is like even a great way to just put it. And then in my bedroom, I have red lights only, and that like red lamps that we use at night. And then in the bathroom is a salt lamp, and that all goes on at night. I don't turn the big lights on. I don't turn the ceiling lights on at all. It's like, it's okay if it looks like a brothel in my house. It's fine. I don't care. This is what we need to do. So we need to detox that blue light, get it out of there. You can use a cue like a candlelight. You can use a cue like a salt lamp, whatever you might have. So now you've got the environment exactly what you want. And doing this, guys, takes 30 seconds, maybe a minute. That's it. Imagine waking up each day feeling energized, mentally sharp, and visibly youthful, no matter your age. I've unlocked exactly that with Novus Core, and it's completely upgraded my approach to longevity. Novus Core is the only longevity supplement that targets all 12 key causes of aging, something no other product does. Most supplements only address 1 or 2 aspects of aging, but Novus Core is a complete formula designed to work across all the biological pathways of aging in one simple daily drink. Developed by leading longevity experts from Harvard Medical School and MIT, Novus Core is backed by serious scientific research. What makes Novus Core so effective? It's packed with 12 scientifically validated ingredients like fisetin, glycine, calcium alpha, ketoglutarate, and magnesium, each included at scientifically proven doses. These ingredients work together to protect your DNA, help reduce inflammation and cellular senescence, and support stem cell health, effectively slowing aging at its root causes. And here's something even more exciting. You don't have to wait years to feel the difference. 81% of Novus customers report noticeable improvements in their skin, mood, energy, or sleep within just 2 weeks, with even greater benefits accumulating over time. Since incorporating Novus Core, I've experienced incredible boosts in my energy, honestly, like right away when I'm drinking it, improved sleep, sharper cognition, and balanced moods, and even visibly healthier skin, which we all love. I genuinely feel younger, healthier, and more vibrant every single day when I have this. If you are ready to take your longevity journey to the next level, you can visit novuslabs.com and use my discount code BiohackingBrittany for 10% off of your first month subscription of Novus Core. That's novoslabs.com with code BiohackingBrittany for 10% off your first month's subscription. Enjoy and let me know what you think. Next, after I do this, I will typically have a cup of tea. And so I kind of do a herbal support hydration awareness moment. So I sip a small glass of warm herbal tea, and this is really great. Herbs like lemon balm, passion flower, and chamomile are clinically shown to reduce anxiety and improve sleep latency. So I have one called, is it Nighty Night? It might be called that. It's organic. I'll link it in the show notes. It's a really nice tea, and it has passion flower and chamomile in it. And it's really good for quieting the brain. So I have a cup of tea. So we have dim lights, have a cup of tea. Simple. A small amount of hydration as well supports detox without overloading the bladder, because you don't want to drink too much and then be waking up all night because you have to go to the bathroom. Let your final sip of the day be a message to your body like, hey, it's time to heal. It's time to slow down. So next, what I do is, then, maybe I'll read, maybe we'll hang out. I don't know. But once I'm actually ready to go to bed, so like, let's say 8:45, maybe 9, I go upstairs to my room. And this is when I go into the bathroom and kind of have a moment to myself. So it's a couple minutes. Again, it's not very long. So this is where I do my breath work. Number 3. I sit or I lie down sometimes, but honestly, I will just stand in the bathroom and do it. But I will say there is something much more grounding about sitting or lying down and doing this. So you can do like a 4-7-8 breath. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, and do 3 rounds. Again, just trying to even just have your exhale be longer than your inhale here can make a big difference. And then say your mantra out loud. Things like, I'm thankful for this day. I let go of what's not mine to carry. I did enough. I am enough. And it's safe for me to rest. These make a big difference. You could even pair it with your morning ritual mantra. Like, so we were talking about abundance. Like, you could say, I am abundance. Today was filled with abundance and I am so grateful. So making it have the gratitude in it is pivotal. Gratitude is huge. And this is easy. Look in the mirror, say your mantra to yourself. So I go into my bathroom, I do a few breaths. I say my mantras looking in my mirror to myself, and there you go. I activate my vagus nerve. I promote relaxation and I slow my brain waves. Practicing gratitude at night is shown to improve sleep quality, boost serotonin, and shift your brain into alpha and theta states. This is kind of like the sweet spot before sleep. Gratitude is the softest form of nervous system regulation and the most powerful. So we've set the environment, we've had our cup of tea, we've done our breath work and our mantra. Next, you can do some sort of stretching, gentle touch, or self-holding. I know this might sound a little odd, but try it. You can even try it right now while you're listening to this. So place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and gently rock side to side or simply just hold yourself. Honestly, when you kind of stop to do this and hold yourself, I almost want to cry. And why? there's almost this like emotional response that happens because I feel, how do I feel? I feel safe. I feel grounded. And I feel like everything's going to be okay. So there's science behind this, right? So this stimulates oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone, which balances out stress hormones like cortisol. It activates the interoception, which is your internal body awareness. And this is shown to reduce anxiety and improve emotional regulation. This is grounding touch that reminds your nervous system that you are not alone. You could also add in light gua sha here on the neck, behind the ears or chest for lymph flow and tension relief. But honestly, in a world of stimulation, soft self-touch like this is revolutionary. So I do the breath work and then I'm standing in the mirror. I've done my mantras, got my hand on my belly, hand on my heart, give myself a little hug and just breathe, relax the belly. Don't suck in, relax that core, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Typically afterwards, I will do a bit of like neck stretching, neck movement, open up the chest, type of vibe. And then the last thing I do is I get into bed and I put my legs up the wall. Now, this is a nervous system reset that you can do. If you don't want to put your legs up the wall, you could do child's pose, kind of same thing. This activates the bar-O reflex, which lowers the heart rate and blood pressure. So I just do this right in my bed. It feels amazing. Reduces blood pooling in the lower limbs and supports lymphatic drainage. Reverses the day's stress, physically and emotionally. And child's pose also calms the adrenal glands and provides deep internal pressure that signals safety to the brain. When your body feels safe, your mind lets go. Just imagine doing this, okay? So this is just a few minutes. I'm explaining it to you and it's taken longer than what it would take to do this. You can do this at any time. You could do it at 8 p.m. You could do it at 11 p.m. What matters is how you enter rest. This is the antidote to overstimulation. It's how we transition out of performance mode and into healing. Even 5 minutes of intentional winding down can rewire your brain for deeper rest and more resilient mornings. Try this for the next 3 nights. Let yourself receive it. This isn't a task. Okay? Don't add this to your to-do list, please. It's a restoration. What I would do, I am somebody who's very visual, very, very visual. I have a planner that I write in. Okay? That's the type of person I am. I don't like doing a lot of things on my phone. I like to write and see things and be reminded of things. Get a sticky note or get a piece of paper and some tape. Write out this 5-step morning ritual. Write out the 5-step evening ritual. Put it on your mirror in your bathroom. Try it for a few days. Tell me you don't feel better after. Especially if you are a mom or a parent. It's so easy to get caught up in the chaos. And the question is, how do we feel better in ourselves? How do we feel grounded in the calm? How do we get there? Healing doesn't begin with doing more. This is not about doing more. This is not about buying anything. Okay? It begins with doing what matters with intention, consistency, and love. Guys, I hope this was helpful. This came to me out of a place of needing something for myself, for me as a woman, and not actually as a mom, and not as an entrepreneur and a business owner, and not as a wife or a sister or anything. I needed to do something for me as just a woman, period. That's it. And this is actually what makes me feel like that. And I hope this does the same for you. Try this. Send me pictures of your sticky notes. I want to see them. I'll post mine soon. Let me know how this goes. If you have any questions or if you have any feedback and you're like, hey, actually, I think you could tweak it like this, or I tried this and this worked. Let me know. I am so curious. So thank you for listening, and I will catch you very soon for another episode. I put episodes out every Tuesday and Friday, and I will catch you on the next one. If you want to join me, ask me anything episodes, you can send me a question on Instagram at biohackingbrittany, and I will be sure to answer it on an upcoming show. Thanks for tuning in to Biohacking with Brittany. If you love this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone on their own wellness journey. Stay connected with me on Instagram at biohackingbrittany for more on high performance health, non-toxic living, and the latest in biohacking. Until next time, keep striving for your healthiest, most vibrant self.